So me and this kid Jermaine, who I've been looking for years, and I still can't find him. I don't know if he's even alive, to be honest. We were the last two left. Now the fire was already out, but we were young, so they were like, hey, you know, make sure no little embers or anything pops up. So it's like, okay, they already did all the work for us. Here's your fire badge. Congratulations. You know, poking it and prodding it with sticks and everything. And I always estimated it was somewhere between like 1 and 3 o'clock in the morning. And we were sitting on logs that were arranged for the campsite. And I'll never forget, too, we were next to another camp where there were Wiccans that were out there practicing their beliefs, and they were chanting and singing, and it was like really beautiful stuff.
You actually...
Yeah, they were literally like only yards away from us. Like it was like right there. And one of the scoutmasters was like, "Oh yeah, it's a group of Wiccans." And of course, at that time, I actually knew what that meant, surprisingly. So I was like, "Oh, okay. So, you know, I get what they're doing. They're worshiping nature." So that was really cool. But it like really kind of set the tone for what would eventually happen, I guess, because it's like unusual in of itself. We're out there doing our thing, just chit-chatting, and I'll never forget, we were in a circular clearing of trees. You could see like the entire sky. And the moon was really bright. So it's like one of those nights where if anything comes over, you're gonna see it very clearly. And all of a sudden, I just took notice to the fact that like all of the noises in the forest stopped. And not like all at once, but it was like a gradual, like there goes the crickets, there goes the toads, there goes the birds, there goes the bugs. And it was like just this really powerful silence. I always called it like a loud silence because it gets your attention very quickly. And I'm young, and this is really weird. So like, why is everything so quiet? I thought maybe there was like a predator around or something. Is there a bear? And other animals are like hiding from it. I have no idea. I'd never been out in the woods like that before. And then there was this weird whoosh of air. And if you've ever been standing out on the side of the road and a car drives past you, like there's this weird, like almost artificial quality to it. Like, it's not wind. I don't know how our body picks up on that, but when it's wind and when it's not. And I felt it was enormous, whatever it was. You could feel it, like something just pushed the air. And then it sort of started like at my hands and just went everywhere else all at once. But if you've ever put your arm or your hair next to a balloon, you know what static electricity feels like. It's like, I call it like fuzzy air. There's a sensation to it because everything on your skin is reacting to it. So now I'm feeling that everywhere, and I sort of thought maybe I was getting sick or something because I'm like, oh my God, what am I feeling? What is this? This is not natural. I have no idea what's going on. Like, am I about to faint? Like, what is going on? All of a sudden, to my right, above, here it comes over the trees. It is your stereotypical black triangle craft. But what was interesting, I guess, about mine is that there was never a light or anything that was going on in the center portion of this craft. There was a light on each corner, and it's slowly coming. I'll just use my vape, I guess. Why not, right? And it's slowly coming over the clearing, and it stops right there. And I mean, it was the largest object I have ever seen in the air, ever. It was at least the size of like an aircraft carrier. I mean, this was enormous. The way the moonlight hit it, and there was no mistaking what I was looking at. There wasn't a misidentification. It wasn't super far away. Nothing. Like,
wow. Okay.
Dead silent, not even a hum. Like nothing.
This goes to show you that like the variety of craft that are similar, but they have different attributes. Like with I know you know Screen, right? Like with his story, he has this big hum and it has the light in the middle. There's another community member, Matthew Monroe. His was
Yep.
just an all black triangle, no lights at all. So it's
Right.
like, what is happening there?
It was, man, it like takes my breath away when I even think about it sometimes, because it was just so intense. It's just sitting there. And I always tell people, it's like I felt like I could hit it with a rock. Like it was right there, and it was a matte texture. Best way I could describe it. But the lights were special. It was like this white light, LED, like very, very white, blue on the edges. But the light was almost like liquid and plasma and gas. Like it was just amorphous. Just
Elemental.
yes, yeah. That's actually a really, really good term to use. And all three corners were like that. And I'm just in awe of this happening. And then there was this is the part that I didn't even tell anybody really until this year, I think. There was this moment where whatever it was made some kind of mental connection with me, and it was very obvious to me that this was not human. I can understand and absolutely entertain someone hearing this story and being like, you know, you sure it wasn't military, you know, secret tech, blah blah blah. I get all that. And I'll even entertain the possibility that maybe it was, and they were using some sort of psychotronic weapon, right? To mind manipulation, whatever. But deep down in my soul, and like the quantum quarks and particles that make up my being, I know that was not human. I know it. Like, it's just, I don't know how to explain how I know that, but I felt it. It was like a download, essentially. Think of like when you know it's gonna rain. There's like all these tiny little characteristics in the environment around you that you feel before you even see a cloud, before you feel the first raindrop. But you know, it was like that, but just amplified. And it made that connection with me. And then I actually felt it like disconnect, which was really weird. It was almost like people who sometimes forget to take their medication, like experience. I think they're called brain flashes, where it's this weird like sensation in your head. It was something like that. It's almost like, it felt like popcorn popping like in my head. It was very weird. And then it just glided off. There was another whoosh of air. Then the fuzzy electromagnetic static sensation tapered off. And then little by little, here come the sounds in the forest again. And I'm just like, oh my God, what now?